What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show.
Oh, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina Ramsey, the host of the Tina Ramsey Show and podcast, powered by CTR Media Network. And today is like an amazing day because it's the day that we be able to connect with all of you. But our show is all about motivating you, sharing knowledge, having upbuilding conversations centered around business, wellness, education, and life. We introduce you to some of the most amazing standout entrepreneurs and influencers who are truly making a positive impact in the world by sharing their insight, knowledge, in order to help you grow. So today we have Althea Cooper in the building. When you think about the words, when you think about the words, resilient, tenacious, dedicated, these are the words that describes today's guest, Althea Cooper. She has been in landscaping over 30 plus years with her amazing husband. She is also a mom. She's an entrepreneur. She is a community leader. And today she is coming on to share her unique journey with all of us in order to motivate you to be your best version of yourself in the upcoming years. So today, without further ado, let's bring on Althea. Wait a minute. Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's truly my pleasure. And like I said before, because we had a little time to speak a little bit backstage, how we have a lot in common. And so I'm so happy to meet someone like myself that is a fellow homeschooling mother, an entrepreneur, and a wife. How about that?
Yes, ma'am.
All together. So I have had the opportunity and the pleasure to interview so many different type of entrepreneurs, but I must say what you do is so essential and so needed, but you are one of my first landscaping interviews. And so I'm very honored to have you on the show today. So I want to know, how did your journey first start in the landscaping industry?
Okay, our story began in the late 80s in Atlanta. I was employed with the software company in Atlanta that my husband Joseph was the supervisor of a landscape maintenance crew for the property management company that owned the building where I worked. Joseph had no idea at the time, but I was watching him work from the fourth floor window of our building. It was at that moment that I realized that he really should be doing this for himself. We spoke about it later that evening, and he said he wanted to think about it. So he thought about it, and he decided to go for it, only if I was the managing partner of the business. So we'd never heard of an exit strategy in business, but we knew we needed to keep our day jobs until we could afford to leave our full-time jobs. So with no business plan, no loan, and using our own funds, I surprised Joseph with his first commercial backpack blower for his birthday. There was a young art student who was a security guard in the building where I worked. I had thought of a leaf blowing flyer with the question, "Up to your sleeves with autumn leaves?" And I asked him to design a flyer for us. So he drew a man buried in a pile of leaves with his arms sticking out the top of the pile holding a rake. And that was our first flyer. At the time, we lived in a neighborhood that was full of oak trees and leaves were falling everywhere. So we printed out the flyers, and Joseph drove our car while I went door to door handing out flyers and selling the leaf blowing service to any homeowner that was available. It started lightly raining, but we kept going until all the flyers were distributed. And we had no idea at the time, but I was pregnant with our first child when we did that. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, Joseph worked his day job, and then he would service our customers in the evening, and work full time on Saturdays and Sundays when he was off. So the business grew. And after
Mhm.
servicing one of our customers, she asked us if we would maintain her lawn. And I responded immediately yes. And I gave her the price for the weekly service. She agreed with the price, and she became our first lawn maintenance customer. Now, the funny part of all this was we had no equipment besides the blower and a few tools like the rakes and shovels and a tarp that we use for blowing and hauling leaves. So when we got in the car, Joseph looked at me. He said, "We don't have any equipment. What are we supposed to do?" I said, "Let's go to Ace Hardware." And we purchased our first 21-inch commercial mower that day. So we had no truck. We had a small Hyundai, not a Honda, a Hyundai, a little hatchback. And we lived in a one-bedroom apartment at the time, but we made it work. We stored the equipment in a small tool utility closet that was on our back deck of the apartment.
Mhm.
And when Joseph had to work, we removed the back seat from the Hyundai and set that in our living room. And he rolled the equipment and everything inside the back of the truck of the car, and that's how he went to work. So the company grew quickly over the next few years, and we were able to self-finance and purchase our truck, a trailer, and larger commercial equipment that he needed for the larger properties that we maintained at that time. So eventually we were able to give our 2 week notice to both our jobs in the mid 90s, and the rest is history that continues to today. We were blessed to service several residential and commercial properties over the next 3 decades, and mainly in the areas where we currently live.
Well,
So that
that's
was how we got started.
Well, that's great. That's great because you have been able, your husband and yourself have been able to stay in business for over 30 years. And one of the big things with small business owners or ones who's just starting out is being able to figure out that sweet spot between that 3 to 5 year interval of how can we maintain, how can we still grow, and how can we still stay viable and expand. And so when
Exactly.
you look at the percentages, a lot of small businesses close within that time frame. So the fact that you was able to sustain, able to grow, and able to be in existence for over 30 years, that's a great accomplishment. So let's see. I see in the back of the background. So you call yourself Grass Cutters of Georgia,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
LLC. And it's ironic how your business first started with just a leaf blower. And because most people feel like they have to have it all figured out first, right? I have to have it
Yeah.
all. You are the perfect example of just do the work and follow what and take action on what needs to be done next. Because many people say,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't have a leaf. I don't think I have a leaf blower. I don't have a lawnmower. You had a hatchback. Like anybody know about a hatchback? That is a very teeny tiny
It is.
car. That is not a car that
Exactly.
or you use for large equipment that's for landscaping. So wow.
Yeah. We had to do what we had to do. And as we said, we do what we know how to do until we can get what we need to do it better. And yeah, that was how we did it. And staying on our jobs was part of that. Um, my husband's a very hardworking man, and he was motivated. Once I got that blower and he saw the flowers, he was ready to do it. He was 100% in. So yeah, that helped a lot to have that partnership that we had uh, in the beginning and still today.
Well, I tell you what, that makes a good wife, like the book of Proverbs 31 say, because
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
pushing him in a nice, subtle way and still allowing him to be a man and make the final decision. But it was a soft
Absolutely.
push and motivation, like, okay, I'm not trying to take away your headship, but I do see that this is something that we need to be doing. But I just need to give you a little push, a little motivation.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you gave him that, and now look, 30 plus years later, you're still doing it. You expanded, you're residential and commercial. And so, speaking of commercial, we have to take a commercial, and we'll be back in a moment. We're going to speak more about Althea's life and their business, because I feel that her story, or her husband and her story, is not just a story of entrepreneurship. It's a story of life. It's a story of growth. It's a story of hope. So if you're sitting home right now and you're sitting on that idea and you're saying, well, I can't do it now because I don't have everything now, this is a perfect representation of just do it. Number one, okay, that's Nike's slogan, but it's just a perfect for this. And you don't have to have it all figured out. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful, because clearly they're successful. 30 plus years. We'll be back in a moment after this commercial break.
The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today on Amazon.com by simply searching the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy from Amazon today.
Anybody that knows Tina, she's all about visibility, she's all about connection, and she's all about helping people create a source of income through monetization. And so again, Tina is just really good at what she does. If you've not connected with Tina, if you've seen her show or heard her podcast and you're thinking about connecting with her, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. As a result of my connections with Tina, she has helped me with recruitment of speakers for my upcoming event. She's also helped me to recruit several authors for a few of the book projects that I have had the opportunity to produce in this past year. And in all, Tina's just a really great person, that she's genuine in helping entrepreneurs in reaching their goals. So again, if you have not connected with Tina, be sure that you do. The Tina Ramsey Show is definitely a great venue for you to connect with other entrepreneurs, to connect with other individuals that are going to be interested in your service or your project. This is Tiffany Bell. Again, you are watching and listening to the Tina Ramsey Show, and I look forward to being able to connect with you.
And just like that, we are back, and I come along with a friend, whom you may ask, the amazing Althea Cooper. So I'm glad that we're back, because when I think about resilience, your name should be in the dictionary. your face, you and your husband together. And I love the fact that it's your husband and yourself as a duo, because we don't see too much of husband and wife dynamics into business. And it's a cliche. Well, I'm not gonna say a cliche. It's a statement that some people find, and that they say that entrepreneurship, a relationship can't withstand the pressures of entrepreneurship. So clearly your marriage was able to withstand and flourish and grow. Not saying it didn't have different ups and downs, because all marriages do. I've been married over 20 plus years myself. But what I am saying is that your husband and yourself is a representation of how you can make the intricacies of work, marriage, family life, because you're a mother as well, of 5 children, right?
5 adult children now, but yes, 5.
But it was an adult back then. so I'm just like, at this point, seeing all of that, and you was a homeschooling mother for a period of time as well. And so seeing how you was able to work the entrepreneurship side, the marriage side, being a mother, and also you personally battle with different things with health and your health over the years. And so seeing how you've been able to be so resilient is really a testament to the type of person you is, your dedication, and also that the only barriers that we have is the ones that we create for ourselves. Because
Exactly.
Go ahead.
What helps is the fact that Joseph and I have been friends since our late teens. We've been knowing each other almost 40 years. We've been married 37. So our friendship is what kept us through all these years, through all those ups and downs. So that helps that we grew together, you know. Yeah.
Oh, we have another thing in common. My husband, we friends too. Like literally, we went to middle school together.
Cool.
So we was friends way before we ever decided to have a relationship. So that helps as well. And we can laugh together and we enjoy each other's company, even under circumstances where we're like, oh, we just don't see eye to eye on this, but we still enjoy each other company, and we don't let and sit with us in a provoked state. We talk it out, communication. So with that being said, can you share, because I want to talk a little bit more about your business and the foundational pieces, because so many people today are starting entrepreneurship. They may not necessarily do landscape, but but these principles that you have built your foundation with can be transition into any facet of entrepreneurship, because they're the rudiment of the foundation of what all entrepreneurship is. And so can you give some key principles or philosophies that guided your approach to your landscaping and the community development, because you do have a community side that you advocate and you do for. So could you give us your key principles and philosophies on that?
Okay. Well, our mission statement is straightforward and meaningful. We increase property valuations for marginalized and mixed-use communities by providing reliable landscape maintenance services. Now, this is more than just a statement for us. It's a commitment to enhance not only the aesthetics of properties, but also to increase the economic opportunities and quality of life for communities that many companies either choose not to serve, were inconsistent with quality, lack personalized services, or were just not trustworthy. They didn't fulfill the promises they meant they were going to do. We believe that everyone deserves a beautiful, serene outdoor space. And we're here to deliver that with every blade of grass we cut and every plant we nurture. So to carry out this mission, we manifest 5 core values in the manner we conduct business and connect with people. The first is love. We have an authentic desire to share a passion for our community and its people. Second is purpose. We promote a sense of cooperation and good intentions in our society. Third is determination. We aim to succeed in every endeavor we pursue with care and rigor. Fourth is pride. We embody self-confidence and dignity in ourselves and each other. And lastly, and not least, is trust. We cultivate relationships with respect and integrity in all engagements.
Wow. So the one thing that stood out, 2 words that stood out to me was the love and determination, because clearly you have that innate spirit to have that determination. But I have also known that when anyone's foundational piece is love, that love cover over a lot of different things. And so when you lead with love, it always turns out good. Not saying it's going to always be easy, but it turns out well, because you're not being selfish, you're being selfless. And then another important thing that's important to me is trust. Your clients, we want to trust, because our landscape is a part of our identity. It's a part of how we feel emotionally when we pull up to our home and all of that. So all of this, landscape is not just landscape. Landscape is a movement. It's a feeling. It's comfort or not feeling comfortable.
Right. And, to take it a step further, they not only trust us with maintaining their property, but they trust us at their home, around their family, the wives, children. And a lot of the women that we service are single women. So to know that we're a husband-wife team, they trust my husband. He's very personable and respectful. So that helps with a lot of the business that we've gotten and a lot of the mouth-to-mouth referrals that we received as a result of that trust.
Oh, yeah. And especially in the time and age that we live in now, where we see a lot of the love cooling off in regards to how people interact with one another, and just going back to the simple thing of respect, And so seeing a husband and wife duo, and then seeing the morals, the standards, the ethics, the trust, basically the safety, the safe haven, and then they're able to come out, or you're able to come out and be able to provide them with quality service. It's just a win-win situation, because it's more than just landscaping. It's a security, like you said. You're in close proximity with their territory.
Their life, yes.
Their life. And so that's very important. And that's, now that I know your mission and your core values and your philosophy, now I understand how you made it to over 30 plus years.
Yes.
Those are
and really, our customers have become more friends with us over the years. Even the customers who may have moved away that were working here at one time and they relocated, we still stay in contact, and we have a good relationship. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. You have your own community that you have built over the years. And that's something great. So, Althea, in your experience, what advice would you